So I want to get this out. I've been thinking about this since last night. Guess who's back? That's what I'm hearing. Hey. Oh, this is what I want to talk about. And I've been thinking about this since last night, so I said I'm going to share this with y'all. Hey, I came across something in the news, I don't know if my Yahoo News or where, but it was about that man who unalived that, what was it? It said a man had unalived the United States, or what is it called? United Healthcare CEO, president, something like that. And I was like, what in the hell? Something all about his back pain. They suspect it got something to do with his back pain, and potentially he got to an age where he might have been taking off his parents' insurance, and they didn't qualify him to receive coverage any longer, even individually. And so he had just been living with this chronic severe pain, and then he just made him go crazy, AWOL. And then he did what he did. Resorted to that ultimate unnecessary level of action taken. Talking about it had to be done. What happened was, when I came across it, I was like, first of all, I didn't know, because I don't watch regular news like that. Because I just feel like that stuff is too toxic, and it can keep you in a cycle of downloading fear-based thinking and shit. So if it ain't like real local, I really don't watch it like that. Because you feeding whatever you watch, you feeding yourself. And so I said, okay. But I came across it, I said, maybe it was meant for me to see it. Because what that brought to mind was this. Man, how when you unconscious, you would do some crazy shit. And like, so I remember, I think it's Monique, the comedian Monique. She say, we all just one decision away from a life sentence. Just like you can't even judge anybody, because it's like, unless you awaken and conscious in your living and how you moving out here, self-aware, that what that man did could have been any of us. And that's why it's so important to be, in a way, ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is not bliss. And talking about, I didn't know, or running around here unconscious like the Walking Dead, and you're not self-aware enough to know some of the ways you're moving and how you be you could hurt somebody like that. Be having knee-jerk reactions like that. So what God put on my heart to do was that I compiled a nice little list of just all the resources I've come across, because I feel like my awakening and this little journey I've had since 2020, it's been super accelerated for some reason. And so I compiled a nice little list of all the resources, the podcasts, the different gurus, the bishops and the ministers, and just the different people that I've been able to put quite a bit of time in, and just not taking in all of it and adapting all of their ideologies or any of that, but just they were resourceful at the time when I came across them. And so I never forgot them. It was always something I can go back to. They always had something that would just bring clarity to me, whether it was T.D. Jakes, Joyce Myers, Joel Osteen. It could have been Sadhguru. Sometimes it was Trevor Noah. Sometimes it was Ed Milet, Jay Shetty, Lewis Hose. Just all the dope people in the world. Les Brown, even. Just all the people that I could think of. Tony Robbins was on my list. Who else? Said Jay Shetty, Les Brown. It's a podcast I used to watch. His name is Evan Carmichael. He's always either he interview people or he have videos with just a culmination of just like the Bob Proctors and all of these different people in the world. Just video, just content that you can consume that'll help accelerate your awareness, so you won't be running around here unconscious like that. And if you somebody who is super busy, and you may not stumble across this stuff, I'm like, no, maybe I need to create, just put it. I'm gonna make a playlist for it, but I'm gonna definitely put it in the bottom of this video, because I think awareness is half the battle. And so what really brought me to that was this. So that boy, he said it had to be done. And I don't know how recent it is, but I was thinking it's almost like, sometimes I'd be thinking just like the mass shootings in India and all of that, even that boy's reaction like that. Sometimes when you be seeing somebody do something just so outrageous, to me that be somebody who also, the pain of whatever they be going through personally, it's almost like they be having some spiritual awakening, something be going on with their consciousness where they start. And then if you ain't got no kind of guidance, nobody to share with you, like, no, I understand you frustrated, but don't let your ego make you do nothing stupid. So like, if you ain't got no kind of spiritual advisor or nothing, or no content, nothing to pull from to help talk you down off of that, your ego will make you do stupid shit just like that. And that could be anybody. And then the next thing you know is, it's a person man down. And he brought that to my heart. He said a lot of people be functioning on earth and they think that man down is just an extreme level like that. No, a lot of people be man down in people in their everyday life and experience and don't even be knowing it. See, when you unconscious, my man down position ain't got to do with necessarily unaliving somebody. When you unconscious, you be man down in people when you be energetically, emotionally, psychically stepping on the cape. That's a form of man down in somebody. That crab in the bucket shit, that's a form of man down in somebody. It might not be the extreme of really unaliving somebody, but either way, you trying to suppress their ability to live. So whether you unaliving them or you stepping on that cape and trying to keep them from flying for whatever your vindictive, whatever going on in your head, it will make you think that's okay to do. You putting somebody in a man down position is putting somebody in a man down position. Oppression is oppression. Trying to hold somebody back is trying to hold somebody back. Trying to keep somebody from soaring and keep somebody from living is all, because something came to my head like, ain't no one sin, you can't judge. Ain't no one sin worse than the other. And I was like, damn, I don't know if that's in any scripture or not. I'm not even claiming that to be, but it's what I'm saying is like, you can't really even judge nobody, because what he did in a lot of ways, a lot of us, if you unconscious, you doing the same man downing thing in your life and don't even know it. And so I said, I don't want to, if I can help somebody become more self-aware or conscious of how they're living and making decisions and how, your actions impact other people, and you might be unconscious and not even know you man down in somebody. I want to give you the tools that I was able to research and read and just listen to that made me more self-aware, because the excuse of not being self-aware, or the excuse of I was unconscious, I wasn't, that ain't gonna matter. Like, especially in the real world, to be unconscious to the level to where to make you unalive somebody because your spiritual awakening or whatever, however you're trying to process life, and then the next thing you know, you feel so betrayed by the system that you want to do something that extreme. That's somebody who needed some kind of spiritual guidance. They was probably going through, like, so you got, if your shadow is just too out of control and you so unconscious, you would do something that extreme, and that could be any one of us. And I thought, if I could list my resource, the things that I used to watch and just the materials I used to study, if that can help bring somebody even up the consciousness scale even a little bit, so they won't do nothing stupid or no more stupid stuff or don't get no worse, I wanted to do that. Because I do know life be busy, and then essentially some people just lazy, and some people just insist on staying and operating in that darkness just because they just think that that's, if all you ever seen and been around was darkness, you don't really even know you in darkness in terms of how you thinking and how you moving and the way you be making decisions. You be oblivious to the fact that actually, yeah, he might have unalived that dude and man down in an extreme way, but you man down in people in your everyday life and you don't know it. Because you stepping on capes and ain't letting nobody fly. You oppressing people. You got that crab in the bucket energy on you and you don't even know it. And this ain't got nothing to do with you. You ain't got to physically be doing that, but you can be man down in people with energetically, vibrationally, mentally, emotionally. It could be covertly. So, but if you unaware of that's what you're doing, awareness is half the battle. So I said, I'm gonna just drop that. So then maybe it'll make it less time somebody will have to spend seeking and combing through these. I just know these tools work for me. You just got to be willing to put the time in it and watch this stuff and have an open mind to receive it and see and zoom out and stop thinking that you're perfect, because ain't nobody perfect at all. You can always learn something. And until you can open your mind like that, you damn near man down in people every day and don't know it. Just off of the bullshit, vindictive shit, that dark-hearted bullshit, you be moving all type of just out of order and you don't be knowing. So that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's the same as that man did. Man down that man, you man down on people. If you ain't got no open heart and you loving and generous and reciprocal in your relationships and that shit is requited, that means you man down on people. And if you can be aware of that through maybe something that I list, and I want to make, just share that with somebody. So maybe it'll help save you the time if you are somebody that's lazy or who trying to ignore the writing on the wall. Because that ain't going to cut it. Because as long as you ignore the writing on the wall, and I'm telling you this from experience, because I know people in my own personal life When you unconscious and that shadow was just completely, you totally oblivious to the dark parts of your personality and the wounds that you have, or the perspective shift that you, or however you need to be growing and evolving and developing, you will do some shit that can literally man down somebody because you're so sensitive. You're so sensitive and you get offended too easy. You think everything is about you. You think it's always an attack on you. You think somebody always trying to take advantage of you. You think somebody always trying to get over on you. And just everything just set your ass off like a rocket, which can make you do something that can man down somebody, even on a small level or on a big level. But it's like, who win when that happens? Because then the next thing you know, the devil trying to steal your bloodline. Because what happens? You man down somebody in any way, it's always gonna come back. So what's the repercussions? You get your ass put in jail, man down. So it's like, you ain't nobody winning. You only win when you become self-aware of your shadow and the dark parts of your personality and the shit that you oblivious about, that be making you do bullshit. When you be man down on people, energetically trying to hold them back and trying to oppress people and just different shit like that. Be trying to show up like you trying to be a resource or useful, but really it's something behind the scenes, something else, some kind of other ulterior motive or agenda that people may never know. It may not ever be spoken, but God know your heart's posture. You man down to somebody, but essentially, like I said, you hurt somebody else, you hurting yourself. Because if you can do that, well, you think that shit comes back. But sometimes people don't even know that. They don't even know that's how they be moving. And it's just sad and it's unfortunate. And your life ain't gonna really get no better, no happier, no peace, no joy. It's gonna constantly be being this stupid shit like that dude doing that with that CEO. It's gonna constantly be like that until people take a personal accountability and want to learn and educate yourself and become more self-aware. So you ain't damn near showing up in the world unknowingly. You showing up in the world like the people you be talking about type. Because you're just that oblivious of really your own behaviors, because you just don't look at yourself. You just refuse to do it. And if that's how you rolling, then maybe these tips, it'll help you just wake up a little bit. Because otherwise, you in prison to operate like that. No regard for human life. No regard for human life. Where your ego, you can get so butthurt to where you want to hurt somebody. Just period. That boy was in back pain, and that's what triggered him to go to the extreme to hurt that people. So you see what pain to do? He was in back pain, and it literally drove him. I don't know how old that is or not, but it drove him to do something, the ultimate thing, to man down somebody. So pain is pain. So unresolved emotional, mental baggage, and spiritual pain and make you do the same type of weird ass shit. Pain will drive you to do some vindictive, dark, dirty bullshit, evil shit. And you be thinking you getting away with people. And I said, you might not be pulling triggers, but you pulling spiritual triggers. You throwing evil out. You got a vindictive spirit. You got a jealous heart. All that type of shit. You gotta become self-aware of that. So that because the only thing that gonna make you operate and move like that is because you in pain. So pain to make you do some shit. So that's why you gotta be willing to look within so you can heal your emotional pain, so that you're not running around on this earth and man down on people left and right and not even aware of it. Because then you got to pay for that. And then you be thinking the world ain't fair, shit going wrong, y'all got bad luck. No, man, you've been unconscious for so long and refusing to look at the writing on the wall, refusing to look at the man in the mirror, to the point where you done built up all this karmic debt because you've been man down on people all back there in your recent past, mid-past, because you was just that unconscious. So then it comes, you get a little signal. See, because like they say, God be speaking in whispers. So when you unconscious and doing shit that you really ain't got no business doing, having them ulterior motives, all of those sneaky weird shit, mad, whatever the hell it might be, he'll give you a little whisper. You need to change that. Stop doing that. It ain't cool. So when you get to a point to where you've been man down in folks and doing shit in your unconsciousness that's so severe for so long that the next thing you know, you get triggered to where you want to, you just do something that you can't recover from barely. That's because you've been ignoring the hell out of it. You've been ignoring the hell out. That's why it's so important to listen to your inner voice and go sit down somewhere so that you can hear that, because they be trying to caution you all the time. What's her name? Oprah Winfrey talk about that. In fact, she on in that list too. She got that show on network. What is it called? Soulful Sundays. Michael Beckwith, all these dope people who are really helped me on my spiritual journey, and they continue to help me, because of course ain't nobody on this planet fully enlightened or anything or aware. And but it ain't as hard as you would think it is, because it ain't even about learning nothing. It ain't really about learning stuff that's new. It's about unlearning the shit that's packed in your skull, that's got you thinking, that's got you just too touchy, too sensitive, too easily offended, and it be having you doing weird ass shit all day in and day out, and you don't even be knowing it. You want to be aware of that, man. So that if you do, ain't nobody perfect, but if you do something where you man down on somebody, oppressing somebody, doing something that's kind of bogus, at least it ain't like you consistently doing that, because that shit be adding up. At least it's because it's literally something that you just were not aware of that you were doing, like really. But when you ignore that shit, then you know. So either way, I'm gonna drop them down there. But I just thought that was sick. And to me, I think a lot of the mass shootings and stuff that happen in the history, and the people who be them bonkers, they be going under bunkers and whatever they be doing, they mind be all weird. To me, that be people who be going through the initial stages of spiritual awakening, ain't got no guidance. That's what it's about. Yeah, reparent. You got to be willing to reparent yourself, because there ain't no excuse for it. Even if your parents taught you shit or hurt you or whatever, you got to be willing to do that. Literally. So I'm gonna drop them. I don't know if it's still going or not, but yeah, it's just sick, man. You got to be willing to reparent yourself, because human beings are flawed. Human beings are flawed, and I think these are also good tools to help you be. The name of the game is emotional intelligence. That's the gist of it. Emotional intelligence. You can't be operating off your emotions. Not like that, because it'll have you do some weirdo shit like that. And it's about emotional intelligence. But all these tools are so good. They so good. They're gonna make you more self-aware. That's if you're ready for it. I can't even hardly process in my head why somebody wouldn't even want to be ready for. I can't process in my head why somebody wouldn't even want to have an awakening to be more self-aware. Like, I know they say ignorance is bliss, but I said, damn, there's some people in the world who really believe that, who just want to be ignorant. I don't want to be ignorant. I just can't imagine it. I just don't want to be ignorant. But I guess some people in the world just want to be ignorant. Well, anyway, hopefully this come across the ears who ready for it. Somebody who want to shift and struggling. Because when you see this damn list and all you got to do is click, it might help you. It might help you, because it sure helped me. And that's the goal. Is to get out of the prison, get out of your mental prison. Because it, like what you call it said, I forgot his name, Sadhguru. He said your mind is, you know how people be like, oh, you sharp, you smart, you sharp. That's right. Your mind is a tool, and it is sharp as fuck, and it's so sharp that you can cut yourself with it, because we ain't really been born with no manual on how to operate this thing. This mind is sharp. It's an extremely sharp tool, and until you become more self-aware of how to function this, how to use this thing, and how to self-regulate, become more emotional intelligence, your mind, you could be so sharp that the tool that you have, that you possess, that's your own, it be slicing and dicing your ass. I mean, when you think about that internal critic that you might can have, or just negative, just self-depreciating thoughts, that's a tool that's so sharp that it's slicing you up, and it's your own tool. So that's why mind mastery and having emotional intelligence is the best gift you can give yourself. And just self-studying in general. Self-study, ain't nothing nerdy about that. Self-study, you need to know how to use your tool, your consciousness, your mind. And all them books and all the podcasts that I've been reading and stuff, or listening to, they're going to help you do that. Because you shouldn't have access to a tool that's that powerful and not know how to use it. That's why that man did that to that man. Because that mind will make you be self-gaslighting, all kind of weird ass shit. Confusing your own self. Oh, no. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go before I get all... Because it makes me sick. Sometimes ignorant stuff make me sick. Because it's in some ways, there's no excuse for it. It ain't that much pain in the damn world. Get to the bottom of it. Get to the root of it. Like, stop running around here like that. But eventually, you had the answer to that. You had the answer to that. And if I can help it be less painful, because you're going to have to answer to it. If I can share something that might make it be a little less severe, then that's what I want to do. So I compiled the list and I'm gonna drop it. So I'll be back maybe, but I just wanted to get it out right quick. Okay, I love y'all. Talk to y'all later.